Hey guys, what is up? This is Matthew Davis Media once again, and welcome back to another video game review. This is my first video game review on my new camcorder that I got yesterday. So because I got this camera, I can make better quality for my videos. The motion will be better, the backgrounds will look better, they're more clear this time. But anyways, let's get back to another video game review. This is a game that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and that of course is Resident Evil, the remake. Not this Resident Evil. This Resident Evil. Not the cheesy one. The more serious one. Not the one with the bad voice acting. The one with the good voice acting. But it's mostly going to be a review of the HD port because I didn't finish this version mainly because it doesn't really work. But you know, but I did play the HD version for the Nintendo Switch. Now let me talk about it. Of course, you know, if you don't know what the game is about, it's a remake to, of course, this game right here, which is which was the start of the series. So basically, if you were to play the original Resident Evil, I recommend the remake if you don't want to hear all the laughably bad voice acting. But in this game, you can play as either Jill Valentine or Chris Redfield, and from there you are stuck inside a mansion, and from there you have to fight your way through a horde of zombies, and from there you got a man named Albert Wesker who is pretty serious about certain stuff going on inside the mansion, and you don't get to see him as much until later down the line when it turns out that, you know, he's one of the bad guys. I know that's kind of a spoiler, but this game's been out for a while, so you might have played it, you might have not. But, you know, every time I play this game, every time I've been starting a new game like all the time, mainly because every time I would start playing it, I would just take a break and never come back to it. So I've done it like multiple times. But I got it for the Nintendo Switch in the HD remaster, the Origins collection, which I also do have. And honestly, I think it's definitely worth the price for, you know, if you never played the original game for the GameCube or Wii, it's also available on the Wii, which I also have as well. I wasted so much money just trying to beat this game. Mostly I'm going to be talking about the Jill Valentine campaign because that's the one I played. Mostly because I feel Jill, I don't know, is more iconic. Also, since she's part of the infamous Jill sandwich meme. That was too close. You're almost a Jill sandwich. You're right. Barry, thank you for saving me. Okay, sure, the voice acting for the original game was awful, but it was still a great game. But, you know, the remake ramped up with better graphics and better sound, better voice acting, and better cutscenes. It's just the same as the original game was, except, you know, the fixed camera angles are better this time around because in the HD remaster they can like move when you have the option. There's the option to have, you know, the new improved controls, but they can also give you the option to have like the fixed camera controls, like every single angle is a fixed angle, like when you move to a certain direction, so it takes time to get used to controls, but they're a lot better to get used to in the remake. And all in all, you know, it manages to be very tense, like you never know what's going to come up in your face, something's going to go in through a window, or, you know, a dog's going to jump through a window and try to attack you. Oh, and those crimson heads, oh my god, the crimson heads. They are some of the creepiest things I've ever seen in a video game, especially for a very popular horror video game series like this, okay? They are freaky. So here's a big tip, all right? If you don't want to come across those things because they are pretty difficult to kill, you get gasoline and a lighter. You can use that and stock up as many as you can so you can burn the bodies so you won't have to deal with any of them. That's my best option if you're gonna come across, you know, a crimson head. Not to mention, this has a really, really tense score. It is really creepy, and it manages to get under your skin as you're playing the game. And the bosses in the game, there aren't as many bosses as I thought there would be. The final boss is pretty anticlimactic. I mean, I played this on the easiest difficulty. I bet if I played it on normal, it would get a lot harder. But, you know, this was a great, you know, restart for the Resident Evil series, and I'm glad that I finally managed to finish it because I've been meaning to finish it for quite a long time. Would I go back and play the Chris Redfield campaign? Sure. But, you know, I don't really see if there's much of a difference. But, you know, this game is truly a classic, and it's one of the best video game remakes out there Although, I'm definitely going to have to say that the Resident Evil 2 remake is a bit better. Probably because, I played Resident Evil 2 a lot more than Resident Evil 1. Or maybe it's just because, I had a lot more fun with Resident Evil 2. Probably because I'm more of the guy that prefers third person than fixed camera, stuff, even though we don't really get that anymore. But, I'm also reviewing this mainly because I'm really looking forward to Resident Evil 3 coming out soon. And I never played the original Resident Evil 3, so that's going to be great. But all in all, I recommend playing the HD remaster. The GameCube version is also pretty great as well. But, if you missed out on that, definitely play the HD remaster. It's on every single platform. Xbox 360, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and of course Nintendo Switch and PC. So yeah, definitely play it if you're curious. I'm going to give Resident Evil, the remake, a 4.5 out of 5. So yeah, definitely play this one if you haven't played it before. If you're a fan of the Resident Evil series and you haven't played this one, I definitely recommend giving it a play. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and hopefully I'll get... There are a few other video games that I finished that I want to try reviewing too, but I mostly reviewed this because, it's a game that, I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and I'm a big fan of the Resident Evil games, and I cannot wait for Resident Evil 3 to come out in a couple months. Hopefully that'll be worth it, because Capcom is doing a great job rebuilding the horror roots of the Resident Evil series. Resident Evil 7 was great, Resident Evil 2 was even better, and all in all, I think they've definitely started getting back on track. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Word out.